you very much for the very kind and warm introduction. First of all, I wanted to thank all of you for taking the time this afternoon of a discussion which I think will be quite different. And really, what I wanted to do today was have some fun. You know, you'll share, because I need you thinking about the world a little differently. You have an edge in the markets that allows you to make money more often than the person next to you. Now, the question is, at what point do we decide, does he have an edge over the third person? Is that edge legal or is it not legal? Now, my former mentor, Arthur Levitt, when I was at the Carlyle Group, and he was one of your senior advisors too, Arthur Levitt, as chairman of the SEC, said, the SEC only wants the markets to be fair, equitable, and a level playing field for retail investors. Any of you were to interview with me at the office, the first question I do, and it's kind of a cruel joke, but you'd sit down in my office, I'd sit down with you and say, how's it going? What are you doing? Where do you go to school? And then I would say, okay, how would you cheat if you want to make money? Okay, Madoff. Bernie, I'm not going to talk about the split strike conversion because effectively he wasn't cheating on the split strike conversion, he just wasn't doing it. There was basically a guy who managed people's money, probably friends and family, lost their money at some point in time, whether it was 1987, whether it was 1991, whether it was 1976, no one yet knows because he hasn't really cooperated. And at that point, he started cheating. He crossed the line. Anyone have an idea how I'd cheat if I have a hedge fund and multiple separately managed accounts? Let's get creative here. You guys are all too honest. Sal.
You would allocate your trades to wherever you get the most incentive fees first so they get the best.
You guys are getting it. Yes, that's the concept. When I had a friend that I grew up with, what he was doing was very simple. He was a commodities trader. And what they had were every trade that's good goes into my account. Every trade that's not so good goes into your account. And every losing trade definitely goes into your account. And these guys made fortunes. And that's still going on today. What I'm looking for is for you to understand the limits of what's allowed and what's not allowed, but also for you to be creative to understand that arbitrage. If you're running a hedge fund or running a money management firm from that perspective, you're responsible and accountable for everything that happens at that firm. We're only as good as a team. And if we're going to survive, and especially in a competitive environment, everyone has to be pushing in the same direction. And if someone thinks something's not being right, or if we're cutting corners, or we're running the risk of losing money. And funnily enough, the biggest risk with hedge funds, which we don't talk about on the cheating side, the biggest risk is simply no infrastructure. You start with 20 million, 50 million, 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, suddenly you go from 5 clients to 70 clients, and you totally miss the fact that you need infrastructure, you need back office, you need a lawyer full-time. You're the next generation of money managers because you all want to be in hedge funds, and if you want to, you will be. And you have to realize that as you develop and think about new ways to make money, which is very creative and often brilliant, which are the minds in this room, I want you all to think about sort of at what point you get to that line, what's good, what's bad, and really what's ugly with regard to greed. So to close on all that, greed is, everyone, as American as apple pie. Thank you very, very much. Any questions?